You are watching Culinary Cam, and we are going to make 2 different kinds of salsas to go with your chips. This is just a fresh chopped tropical salsa. You can use whatever fruits you want. This one has mangoes and pineapples. And then this is a quick charred salsa where we charred the tomatoes, onions, garlic, and the jalapeno. Super simple, and you make it all yourself. So the first salsa I'm going to show you is just a fresh chopped salsa, and it is, as I like to show you, a process versus a recipe. So this can be made with any kind of fruit. I'm going to use mangoes and pineapples for a sort of tropical salsa, and the proportions are 1.5 cups diced fruit. This is mango and pineapple, 1/2 cup of diced tomatoes, and 1/2 cup of diced red onions. Now you can use any fruit you want. You can use any onions you want. I just happen to have the red onions. And then all you need is a little bit of heat. And so that is in the form of jalapeno that I have already diced up, and some acid. And you can use limes or lemons. And then just a little bit of salt and some fresh herbs. And that is it. This is 1 jalapeno. 2 teaspoons, and then the salt I'm going to use, this has a little bit of heat. This is from Big Sur Salts. They're local to me, and I just love, they have this ceramic container, so I can just order the refills, and I'm not having to order with any packaging. They just deliver it in a paper bag, and then I just put it in my container. So that's probably a teaspoon of salt. And now I'm just going to squeeze in the juice of 2 fresh limes. Okay, since that wasn't very juicy, I'm going to go ahead and do 1 lemon. Now, if you're going to serve it right away, you can put the herbs in. But if you are going to let it sit and let the flavors meld, you might want to do the herbs right at the end because they will wilt a little bit, and I like mine super crispy, fresh, and bright. I'm just going to do a little rough chop on these herbs, curl those fingers under, and then you can kind of chop through if they're a little too big. And this is probably about 2 tablespoons of the fresh cilantro. Fresh fruit salsa is that easy. Garnish with some fresh cilantro, and there you have fresh chopped tropical fruit salsa. So this is a champagne mango. It's ripe. You can squeeze in and it'll indent. So you are going to place that mango upright. Looks kind of like a kidney shape. Place it down, and you're going to hold it as tightly as you can with your fingers. Put your knife in at the top, and then just sort of angle to the side so that you're going down around that seed, and slice down all the way. You might get a little bit of seed, but it's okay. Then you're going to do the other side, which is a little bit more challenging to get that start. But once you get in there, then you're just going to go straight down. Now this part, you can just peel and eat as a snack. But this is the super easy part. You just take a big spoon. You're going to go into that mango and run it along the skin. So you're scooping out that meat all in one piece. And now you can just chop into thin slices, one way, and then the other way, and you have a nice, even dice. Ready for more fruit salsa. The second kind of salsa I'm going to show you today is roasted and then ground in this stone utensil, which is called a molcajete, and it is a Mexican stone bowl. I think it's basalt, some kind of lava, and it's carved in one piece, and it's traditionally round like a bowl with 3 legs. And for some reason, I read that traditionally it is carved with the head of a pig. But I have yet to figure out the significance of the pig, and all the reading that I've done doesn't really seem to speak to that. So if you know why a Mexican molcajete has a pig carved on it, I would love to know. Leave me a comment below. So for this salsa, super easy again, we're just going to grill up some tomatoes, red onion, some garlic, and 1 jalapeno, and then we're gonna come back and grind it in the molcajete. So you can actually roast it if you wanted to put it in the oven. You can use a grill, or I'm just gonna use a hot plancha skillet. And again, I have half of a red onion. I have these garlics. I think they're called hard neck garlic, but I'd have to look that up. So I'm just gonna put those cut side down. I have my jalapeno, and I'm gonna do 4 tomatoes. Just like that. So you're just gonna keep an eye on it and turn it so they get nice and charred. So this is definitely an example of that Maillard reaction, that burnt and charred is what equals the flavor. I have this over medium-high heat. So you want the skin on that tomato and the jalapeno to get nice and blistered and charred. The tomatoes will actually start to turn the quickest because they have the thinnest skin, and they probably also have the most sugar content. You can see that onion is starting to blacken a little bit. You just want to keep turning it now. Same with the tomatoes. If pieces of the onion start to fall off, that's fine. Just go ahead and put them on flat so they can start to char as well. Because remember, more char, more flavor. This is what you want on your pepper. You want to see that nice dark char, and the skin will start peeling off a little bit. Okay, when they're softened and charred, you can take them off of your pan. And we're going to head back over to the molcajete. If you don't have one of these, you can actually do this pulverizing process in a blender or a food processor super fast. I just like doing it this way. So I'm going to start with the aromatics, which is the garlic and the onions. Now, if you notice, my garlic still has its skin on. So as I start to smash it, I'm going to pull the skins off, because you don't want that in your finished salsa. And that little root ball at the bottom, that you want to keep all of that nice roasted garlic in there. The food processor would be so much faster. And my molcajete is sort of small, so if you have a giant one of these, you can build your whole salsa in here. And to help break it up, I'm gonna salt as I go. I'm gonna crush and then move it to a different bowl, and then I'll put it back in to serve it just because I love the look of it. Now the heat of that jalapeno is really in all those seeds. So I get just a little bit, and I pull that out. So if your skin is really charred and you don't want that, you can pull it out. I leave it all in there. If there's some pieces that you want to press again, like I said, if you're building this in the molcajete, you don't have to go back and forth like I do. But I have a pretty small one, so I'm gonna do this a couple of times to get the texture that I want. Because like I said, I like to serve it in this, even if I can't make the whole thing in it. Then you're just gonna add in the juice of 1 or 2 lemons or limes, and then salt it. Ooh. That jalapeno is spicy. And then you can put it back in your little pig, and then just garnish with some fresh cilantro. Okay, and that is the charred salsa. Now let's get these salsas out with some chips, and we are ready for the patio. We have our fresh chopped tropical salsa. We have our charred molcajete salsa, chips, and this probably totally gimmicky lager. I bought this because it says brewed with chips. I thought it would be the perfect pairing for some salsa and chips out on the patio. I'll let you know how it is. If you like this video, please click like and definitely hit that notification and subscribe bell so you don't miss any of our upcoming videos.